Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Grace, and in today's video I'm going to share the fragrances I'm going to focus on for my July perfume tray. As I mentioned in my previous video, the reason I wanted to start doing this was so that I could use my fragrances, give them a little love, especially if I haven't used them in a while. It just allows me to be more intentional with my perfumes. Also, I want to point out that even though I'm focusing on certain fragrances, I will still use other fragrances in my collection. And the reason why is because I want to still allow myself to use whatever I want, no restrictions, especially because I'm very spontaneous and I may look at my tray and not want to wear anything that's in it, and also because I'm not used to having a perfume tray. Also, one of you asked where I got this specific perfume tray. This is just from Amazon. It comes in a 3-pack. I will leave the link below for this, but with that said, let's go ahead and get started. My first choice here is Pistachio Please by Finery. This is a sweet lactonic pistachio, but still perfect for summer. It's not overly sweet. There's something airy about this, and in my opinion, I don't think this smells like the Kayali one or Cherosa 62. This has its own thing going on, and I could see why it's being compared to those, but I don't think it's a dupe for either one. This is not as gourmand as Cherosa 62 and not as refined as the Kayali one, and I enjoyed the three of them, and I wanted to add this because it still is really nice and it gives me what both of those are not really giving me. And I will be layering this. Next, I'm adding Ariana Grande's RM. I absolutely love the lavender note in this fragrance, and this to me is a perfect skin scent. It's a good balance with the lavender, the caramel, and the salt, and I do want this specifically to wear to bed because I find it so cozy and comforting. I don't think it's overpowering or loud, so I think it will be perfect for bedtime. And I have not used it in a while and I kind of miss this scent, so I thought I would add it to my July perfume tray. Alright, so I'm also adding Cosmic. This might be a bit controversial because of the name behind it, but honestly, I don't really care about that. If I like the fragrance, that is what I'm here for. No drama for me. To me, this is a musky amber floral scent. And I find this to be elevated because of the amber. It doesn't last that long, to be honest, but most celebrity scents don't anyway. And it's such a light fragrance that I feel like I always need to overspray this, but either way, I find that it smells really good. So I just wanted to go ahead and add it to my July perfume tray. I was also looking for fruity fragrances to add to the tray, so Eat and Juicy Apple from Kayali was definitely one that I thought of right away. This has a bright, juicy apple opening, and it's definitely an uplifting and bright fragrance. I also get the musk in here, the amber, and then there's a woody aspect to it that I really enjoy at the dry down. So this is definitely one that I wanted to use a little bit more because I have been neglecting it a little bit and I really want to get some use out of it. So definitely adding this to the tray. Next up, I have Jo Malone's Scarlet Poppy. This had actually been on my wish list for quite some time and I recently did get this. So I will leave the video down below showing my recent fragrance haul. And this is an amber floral sweet musky scent to me. I wanted something deep that wasn't loud or overpowering. And I think this would be perfect for date night. And even though it's not long lasting, I still appreciate the scent itself. And I definitely have some ideas on how to get this layered with some body mist that I have. So definitely had to add this to the tray. Another juicy, fruity fragrance that I had to get in here is Miami Nectar by Ellis. This is another one that I recently got. And I thought it would be perfect to add it to the tray and layer it with other body mist that I have. This is definitely a tropical scent. It's got that sweetness from the pineapple combined with the coconut water. It is so good and I definitely think it's perfect for summer. There is a refreshing vibe to it as well, so it's not just tropical. There is some freshness to it and I really enjoy it, so definitely had to add this to the tray and keep on trying it for the month of July. And next up, I have Chance Otandra EDT. This is definitely one that is perfect for those days where I really don't want to try too hard or I'm just not sure what to wear. This is so beautiful. It's effortless and refreshing, and I really enjoy it because it's easy to reach for, it's not loud, and speaking of, it's not very long lasting as well, but I do find that if I overspray, I can smell it a little bit longer. So I definitely wanted to add it to the tray just because it's easy to reach for and it just gives me clean girl vibes for sure. And next up, I have Skylar's Boardwalk Delight. Here's a sweet, aquatic, fruity, and musky scent. This has a beautiful opening with the raspberry and the apple, the watery notes. This also has coconut milk, but I mostly get cotton candy and vanilla with the musk. This is the perfect cotton candy scent for summer. I don't think it's too sweet, but rather refreshing. I think the notes in here are well blended. And as you can see, it's one that I haven't really used that much, so I'd really like to get some more use out of it this summer. And next up, I have Jimmy Choo's Floral. This was gifted to me a while ago, and as you can tell, I haven't really been wearing it as much. And this is the reason why I'm also adding it to the tray so that I can challenge myself and use things that I haven't really been reaching for. This is definitely floral. I do get florals in here, hence the name, but I also get a burst in the opening of that nectarine. It's very crisp and it lingers there for a little bit. So that also gives me like a green vibe to it, which is also something that I find very refreshing. And I thought this was perfect for summer because of that reason. It is not complex at all. It's a very simple, easy to reach for fragrance. It's not overly sweet. This is definitely one that I'm challenging myself to use a little bit more, and maybe I'll end up liking it more than I think. And next up, I have Flower Bomb Tiger Lily. So far, I have really enjoyed the combination of the coconut and mango together in this fragrance. This is definitely tropical, but I also get the creaminess and the florals in here. So I really like layering this perfume. So far, I've layered it with Coconut Sun by the Seven Virtues, and I've really enjoyed that. And then I've also layered it with other coconut fragrance mists that I have, and it's truly, truly divine. So I'm definitely adding this to the tray because this is when I tend to reach for my coconut scents the most. And next up, I have Cloud Musk by Mixar. This is a simple but good to layer with fragrance. It's clean, soft, it's a skin scent. It doesn't last too long, but again, I like using these type of fragrances for running errands when I know that I don't want anything too loud. Nothing that I have to think too much about because I know it will still smell good. But overall, the Mixar line has really come through. I've really enjoyed most of their scents and they're super affordable. So I had to add this one to the tray. And another Ellis Brooklyn one. This is Apple Love. This has a juicy apple opening as well, but this is a lot different than the Kayali one where that leans woody. This one I find is brighter, fresh, still sweet, but I feel that the apple here stays and lingers a lot longer than the Kayali one. This is another fruity perfume and I wanted to include it to the July tray because of that reason. I'm looking for things that are fruity, fresh, and something that's just going to give me summer vibes, and this definitely gives me summer vibes. So I'm adding it to the tray. And next up, I had to have a second Kayali in here. This is Yum Pistachio Gelato. I wanted to include this since I think the summer is the perfect time to wear this. This is definitely sweet, but it's not overly sweet. So you're not going to get anything cloying or overpowering from this. It's light and airy, so there is also a refreshing aspect to it because of that reason. Now, I will say this might be a very unpopular opinion because I know a lot of people love this fragrance, but I just like it. I'm not completely in love with this fragrance. I will still use it, and I think the summer is the perfect time to wear this. But again, I'm not completely in love with this fragrance. So I just want to push myself to use it a little bit more. I also had to have Si Passion from Giorgio Armani on my tray. This has a beautiful opening with the pear and the pink pepper. It's also got pineapple and rose, vanilla. It's got a woodiness to it. It's very fruity and I really, really enjoy this. I find it's very well blended and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favorites from the C line, so I definitely had to include it on the tray for the month of July because it's got that red vibe to it. So it also reminds me of the 4th of July. So there's that. And the last one going on the tray is Lemper by Dolce & Gabbana. This is one that I haven't worn in a while, but another fruity fragrance that I wanted to include on here because it's perfect for the summer. It's got a watermelon and kiwi note, and I absolutely love the combination of those two notes together. It's very light and soft, and it really does become a skin scent after a while because the longevity is not great on here. But again, I don't mind having to reapply. I've mentioned that before with other fragrances. Same thing goes for this one. So definitely had to include this one on the tray because it's so nice and fruity. Absolutely love it. Well guys, that wraps up my July perfume tray and the fragrances I am focusing on for the month. I cannot wait to layer some of these fragrances with my body mist and other perfumes. It's always fun to do that. I will definitely come back at the end of the month and give you guys my thoughts and recap on these fragrances. And then I will keep track of how many times I wear each perfume throughout the month just for funsies. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, definitely hit subscribe and I will see you guys on the next one.